A voice that lifted millions in worship, silenced not by illness, but by crushing blows hidden behind closed doors. This is the untold human story of Osinachi Nwachukwu, her rise, her pain, and the aftermath that shook Nigeria. Osinachi Nwachukwu was one of Nigeria's brightest gospel singers. Her music inspired thousands and her presence on stage was radiant. Osinachi began singing in church as a young girl. Her twin sister often watched her perform, knowing her sister's gift was special. Osinachi's elder sister, Favor, recalled her laughter and determination, a woman whose voice seemed to touch heaven itself. Her music career took off on stage. She wore vibrant robes and carried herself with poise. Recording studios became her sanctuary, her joy apparent in every note. But away from the microphones, tension lingered. Peter Nwachukwu, her husband, was a respected pastor in their community. He had a public persona of faith and leadership. Privately, however, his control over Osinachi was suffocating. Friends noticed that she often seemed anxious after every visit home. Her shoulders hunched, her eyes avoiding prolonged contact. Osinachi tried to confide in her family. Her twin sister and Favor noticed bruises that she tried to hide. Subtle swelling on her cheeks, a wince when touched. But every call for help was met with denial or intimidation. Even in the recording studio, colleagues noticed her growing fear. One evening, after a tense argument at home, Osinachi suffered severe physical abuse. The incident left her gravely injured. Her children were witnesses, terrified and helpless. She was rushed to the hospital, but her injuries were too severe. Osinachi Nwachukwu passed away, leaving a nation in shock. Her family and fans mourned not only a great artist, but also the violent circumstances of her death. The story quickly spread, igniting conversations about domestic violence in Nigeria. The police arrested Peter Nwachukwu shortly after her death. Court proceedings revealed years of abuse, both verbal and physical. Testimonies came from family, friends, and colleagues. Her children recounted the fear they had grown up with. Doctors confirmed the extent of the abuse. The trial culminated in a verdict that reflected the severity of the crime. Peter was convicted. Osinachi's death became a rallying cry for victims of domestic abuse, inspiring advocacy for stronger protections and public awareness. Even in death, Osinachi's music continued to inspire. Vigils were held, candles lit in her memory. Fans and fellow gospel artists raised their voices not only in grief, but also in calls for justice. Her story highlighted the urgent need for awareness about domestic abuse, especially for women whose suffering is hidden behind closed doors. Her sister and older sister took up the mantle of advocacy, speaking at rallies and sharing Osinachi's story to encourage victims to speak out. Her children, while scared by the tragedy, vowed to honor their mother's memory by living courageously. This story shows both her brilliance and her vulnerability, the hidden suffering behind her fame, and the national reckoning that followed her death. It's a powerful human story of joy, fear, and the fight for justice. Stories like Osinachi Nwachukwu's deserve to be told, remembered, and learned from. If the story touched you, please subscribe to my channel so you don't miss more true crime stories, untold truths, and unresolved cases. Your support helps keep these voices alive.